Chosen one, just a little longer, and your reality could have cracked like thin glass under pressure. You thought it was just fatigue. You blamed it on the weather, on nerves, on random coincidences. But deep down in your soul, you felt something was wrong. In recent days, something has been thickening around you. An invisible weight pressed on your shoulders. Thoughts grew tangled, sleep became fragmented, and your heart tightened for no reason. And this was not just a mood. This was an attack. Chosen one, dark forces were indeed trying to break you. They operate quietly without noise or flashes. They do not come shouting. They whisper. Press through doubts, through fears, through sudden flashes of anxiety. You might have noticed how familiar things suddenly began to irritate you, how old wounds made themselves known again, how people around you seemed to grow colder. This is not an accident. This was a targeted wave. You might not have even known that you became a target. But your energy has changed. You have grown, become stronger, deeper, more conscious. And when a chosen one begins to shine brighter, the darkness feels it. It does not tolerate those who escape its control. Therefore, dark energy was directed at you. It tried to shake your self-confidence, cause internal chaos, and make you doubt your path. Remember these strange sensations, as if thick air is gathering around you, as if you are walking through a viscous fog. This is not fantasy. This is energetic pressure. They tried to suppress you on a subtle level, first through thoughts, then through emotions, then through circumstances. Chosen one, you endured what was supposed to destroy you. You did not break. You did not go into despair. Yes, it was hard. Yes, you might have cried or been angry. Maybe you wanted to throw everything away, hide, disappear. But you stayed. You stood your ground. And in this lies your strength. Dark energy was counting on your fatigue. It hoped that you would give up, tell yourself that it was too much, and turn back. But you did the most important thing. You continued to walk, even when there was no clear understanding of where, even when it seemed that there was emptiness around you. Notice, chosen one, how after the hardest point, it suddenly became easier, as if something let go, as if a knot was untied. This is because the blow was deflected. You managed to reflect what was directed against you. Perhaps you did it unconsciously, through faith, through inner resilience, through your heart, which did not allow itself to become completely embittered. Chosen ones differ in that they have an inner spark. It is impossible to extinguish completely. It can be dimmed, one can try to choke it with fear, but to destroy it, no. And it was precisely this spark that the attack was aimed at. They tried to convince you that you are weak, that everything you believe in is an illusion, that your path is a mistake. But you did not accept this lie. You might have noticed how at some point a strange calmness appeared inside. This was the turning point. This is the moment when your energy became denser than the pressure from the outside, when your light became stronger than the shadow. At this moment, the dark forces began to retreat. Understand, chosen one, such attacks are not random. They come when you are standing on the threshold of a new stage, when growth is ahead, when your destiny begins to unfold differently. Before a breakthrough, there is always a test. Before expansion, contraction. Before dawn, the thickest night. In recent days, you could feel that the world was as if testing you. This was an attempt to knock you out of balance. They wanted to provoke you, to make you react impulsively, to draw negativity out of you, because negativity is fuel for darkness. But you held back. Even if you snapped for a moment, you quickly came to your senses. Even if you got scared, you did not allow fear to control you. This is the victory. Not perfection, but returning to yourself. Not the absence of falls, but the ability to rise. Chosen one, you are stronger than you think. What was supposed to destroy you became your hardening. This wave did not break you, but strengthened you. Your field became denser, your intuition sharper, your understanding deeper. You now feel space differently. You distinguish between lies and truth more subtly. Understand, chosen one. Dark forces always test those who are dangerous to their system. And you became exactly like that. Not because you are aggressive, but because you are more conscious than other people. Because you do not live by other people's scenarios. Perhaps you notice that after this heavy period, new thoughts, ideas, and people began to come to you. This is not accidental. When an attack is repelled, space is freed up. And into this space enters the new, something brighter, something stronger. Chosen one, you went through an invisible storm. And you came out of it different, more mature, resilient, real. They tried to make you doubt your worth. They tried to deprive you of faith in your own path. But you kept your inner core. And now the most important thing is to realize what it was, not to devalue your experience, not to tell yourself that it is nothing. It was a serious, energetic battle, and you stood your ground in it. This speaks volumes. Your strength is not in shouting, not in demonstration, it is in silence, in depth, in the ability to withstand pressure and not lose humanity. This is exactly what scares the darkness most of all. Not fury, but calm resilience. Now you know that you are capable of enduring even what seemed unbearable. You have already proven it. And every such test makes you more invulnerable, not in the sense that you do not feel pain, but in the sense that pain no longer controls you. Chosen one, you survived what was supposed to destroy you. But, surely, when the pressure disappeared, you suddenly felt a strange silence. Not an ordinary one, but a resonant one, as if space is listening to you. This is not a respite. This is a pause before unfolding. You began to notice little things that used to escape you. People's glances became clearer, intonations more transparent, falsehood more tangible, as if someone removed a film from your eyes. And here lies an unexpected turn. That attack was not only an attempt to destroy, it was an access test. If you had broken, your level of perception would have remained the same, but you endured, and the next layer was opened to you. Chosen one, you began to enter a field where thoughts become events faster than before. But along with this, responsibility also increased, because now any doubt works more powerfully. Any anxiety resonates louder. It is as if you found yourself in a room with an amplifier, where every internal whisper turns into a sound, and if before negative thoughts dissolved, now they leave a trace. That is why after the attack, you could start having strange dreams, images, symbols, conversations with those you haven't seen for a long time. This is not just a game of the subconscious. This is the processing of what was launched against you. Your consciousness is cleaning the space, and in your sleep you see fragments of this cleaning. Also, notice that after such trials, people around you begin to change. Someone suddenly moves away without a reason. Someone, on the contrary, appears too actively. This is filtering. Your frequency has changed, and not everyone can be on it. Some leave because they no longer match. Others come because they were attracted by your new state. You may feel a slight detachment, as if you are among everyone, but a little apart. This is not loneliness. This is a transition. When a person reaches a different level of perception, old conversations stop fulfilling. Empty topics exhaust you. You want depth, meaning, real contact. And this is where the main thing lies. The dark forces that tried to suppress you miscalculated. They thought that fear would shrink your field, but the opposite happened. Resistance expanded you. Tension hardened your nervous system. You became more resilient not because you avoided the blow, but because you walked right through it. Chosen one, right now you are at a point where reality is beginning to respond to your internal decisions. If you choose calmness, events align. If you choose trust, opportunities appear. This is a subtle process, but it has already been launched. You may have already noticed new synchronicities, repeating numbers, random phrases from strangers that precisely answer your thoughts. These are signs of a fine-tuning of your consciousness. You are entering a flow where coincidences become a pattern. But do not relax completely. After the failure of the first attempt to affect you, The system may change its strategy. If before the pressure was crude, now it may become cleverer, through flattery, through enticing offers, through the illusion of an easy path. They may try to distract you, lead you astray, offer comfort instead of growth. Chosen one, the most dangerous thing is not fear, but forgetting who you are, forgetting that inner sense of strength that you experienced when everything around you was shaking. Because it was exactly at that point that you realized you are capable of standing, even when the ground trembles. Those who previously tried to affect you may suddenly begin to behave differently. Someone will become softer. Someone will begin to avoid you, because at the level of energy, they feel that you are no longer available for the old scenarios. Old manipulations no longer work. Chosen one, you are entering a phase where your task is not to prove, but to be, not to argue, but to feel, not to fight, but to choose a direction. This sounds simple, but in practice, it requires internal discipline. Because the world will still test your resilience. You are no longer the person you were a month ago, and you know it. Even if the changes are unnoticeable externally, a shift has occurred inside. You have become more attentive to your reactions. You notice faster when you try to betray yourself for the sake of someone else's approval. This is exactly what makes you inconvenient for dark structures. Chosen one. Right now you are standing on the border between the old and the new. And the most intriguing part is that you do not yet fully realize the scale of the changes. What seemed like just a heavy period was a preparation, a tuning of your new reality, and in the next stage, signs will begin to manifest, confirming your growth. But along with them, a new task will appear: to learn to manage what has awakened within you. Because strength without awareness can scatter, but strength with attention turns into influence. You have crossed an invisible milestone, and now the question is not whether you will endure. The question is how far you are ready to go, knowing that inside you there is a resource you didn't even suspect before. But there is one thing you don't know yet. That invisible battle changed not only you, it changed the trajectory of events around you. After such turning points, space as if rewrites the scenario. And if before your life went along one line, now it begins to bend, turn, and lead where you haven't been yet. You may feel this as a slight disorientation, as if the familiar map no longer works. This is not a loss of direction. This is a change of route. Chosen one, listen to how your reaction to fear has changed. Before, it could paralyze, make you doubt, and slow you down. Now, fear has become a marker. It points to points of growth. Where a tremor appears inside, potential is hidden. And that is exactly where circumstances will push you. Not for torment, but for unfolding. But unfolding always looks like a challenge. You have already noticed that some old goals suddenly stopped inspiring you. What you strived for over the years has begun to seem small. This is not a whim. This is a signal. You are being prepared for a scale that previously would have been too heavy for you. The dark forces felt this shift in advance. That is why they tried to stop the process before it became irreversible. Chosen one, now begins a phase when you will be tested for honesty before yourself. Not for strength, not for endurance, but for sincerity. Whether you can admit your true desires, whether you dare to name your ambitions out loud, whether you stop hiding behind convenient explanations. Because your energy no longer tolerates falsehood. Any internal lie will give discomfort. You may feel a strange acceleration. Meetings become fateful. Small decisions lead to big consequences. This is a sign that you are entering a dense flow. There are no coincidences in it. Everything is interconnected. And your role in this system is no longer secondary. Chosen one, you endured what was supposed to break you, and therefore your former weaknesses are now beginning to turn into tools. What previously seemed to be your flaw suddenly becomes an advantage. Your sensitivity turns into insight, your caution into strategy, your reservation into depth. This is an alchemy that is launched only after serious internal battles. And here it is important to understand one subtlety. The resistance you faced has not disappeared completely. It has transformed. Now it will manifest through doubts about your own scale, through thoughts that you are exaggerating, that all of this sounds too loud. But it is precisely within these doubts that the key is hidden. If an idea seems too big, it means it goes beyond the limits of the old you. Chosen one, your nervous system is adapting to a new level of tension. You have become more resilient and are now capable of holding more information, more responsibility, more influence. Chosen one, a moment may appear ahead when you will be offered a compromise, an easy path without risk, stability without growth, calmness without development. This will look enticing, especially after everything you have gone through. But remember, comfort is not always a reward. Sometimes it is a trap that slows down evolution. Right now, your task is not to accelerate chaotically, but to strengthen from within. Your strength is growing, but it needs structure, discipline, clarity, internal purity. Because without this, even the brightest potential can scatter. Chosen one, you can no longer pretend to be ordinary. Even if you want to, your consciousness has expanded. You see deeper. You feel more subtly. And there is no return to the previous level. This can be frightening, but this is exactly where your freedom lies. In the near future, you may notice signs that will confirm everything that is happening. Not loud miracles, but quiet coincidences, words heard just in time, people appearing at the right moment, decisions that are made easier than before. This is not magic for the sake of effect. This is the result of your internal work. Chosen one, you are entering a phase of creation. Now you are not just defending yourself from external pressure. You are beginning to shape your reality more actively, and the clearer your intentions, the faster the response will be. But remember, the higher a person rises, the more subtle the tests become. They stop being crude. They become elegant. Through pride, through the illusion of superiority, through the feeling that you have already understood everything. And here it is important to maintain sobriety. And now you must answer the main question for yourself. Yes, you endured what was supposed to break you, but will you be able to endure the greatness that is now awakening within you, and at the same time not lose the power of good?